Gentlelady from Nevada seek recognition.
Mr. Chairman, I move to strike the last word.
Gentlelady is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you. As the ranking member of the Disability Assistance and Memorial Affairs Subcommittee of the Veterans Affairs Authorizing Committee, I rise today in support of this appropriations bill, and I thank the chairman and the ranking member for the hard work that they put into this bill. One of the main reasons that I support it is because it furthers our goal of eliminating the VA benefits backlog, which is an issue our committee has worked on daily for the last year and a half. One of my top priorities is ensuring that our nation's heroes receive all the benefits they have earned in a timely fashion. So while I support this bill, I would like to take just a minute or two to raise an issue that is troubling to me and hope to bring it to the attention of the other members of the House. I know many of my colleagues will be deeply saddened to learn that some veterans and their families across the country are being denied the benefits that they earned while serving our nation. A recent example of this discrimination against some of our nation's veterans was highlighted in a report by CBS News just last week. 74-year-old Madeline Taylor of Boise, Idaho, proudly served her country in the United States Navy for 6 years. She lost her spouse in 2012 and soon after began the task of making arrangements to ensure that the two of them would be together in death just as they were in life. Being a veteran, Madeline had the right to be interned at a state or national veteran cemetery. Since the closest national cemetery to Boise was nearly 8 hours away in western Oregon, Madeline decided to inquire about a joint spot in a memorial wall with her and her spouse's ashes to lay and rest together, just as hundreds of other couples have done, at the Idaho State Veteran Cemetery in her hometown of Boise. The Idaho State Veterans Cemetery was opened a decade ago with 100% of the funding for the design, construction, and equipment costs coming from a federal grant from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. State cemetery grants programs and the cemetery continue to receive federal funding for operations. When Madeline brought the necessary paperwork, including her discharge papers and marriage certificate, she was told that she and her spouse would not be allowed to be buried together. Why, you ask, was she denied this right? The answer is that Madeline is a lesbian. Idaho state law does not recognize the legality of the marriage between Madeline and her wife Jean, and therefore is denying the couple the honor and dignity earned through Madeline's service as a member of the United States Navy. Madeline said this of her situation: "I just feel that it's the right place for me. I'm a veteran, so they should let me. In fact, they would let me alone be in that crypt, but I don't want to be alone. I want Jean with me." We rightfully elevate our veterans and their families because of their service and sacrifice. Yet today, some veterans across the country face discrimination by the states and the federal government they sought to defend. No veteran or their family should be treated as second-class citizens. Nearly a year after the landmark Supreme Court decision to strike down the Defense of Marriage Act, which effectively extended federal benefits to legally married couples, we see the nation's gay and lesbian veterans face obstacles accessing the benefits that they have earned and rightfully deserve. While in uniform, our LGBT soldiers have access to the full complement of benefits available to members of the armed services. But the second they transition out of the military, they are forced to leave these benefits behind. I've introduced legislation to end this disservice, and I invite my colleagues to join me in supporting this important effort. Mr. Chairman, today we debate legislation to fund the critical work of the VA and the earned benefits of our nation's heroes and their families. My hope is that this body will give equal attention to all our veterans and their families and end the discrimination they experience when seeking benefits, including the right to be buried with their legally married same-sex spouses. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I yield back.